The man who vanished twice, a real-life unsolved mystery. Welcome to the Shock Story. I'm Billy, and today I bring you one of the most bizarre and unexplainable real-life mysteries ever recorded. This is the story of a man who seemingly came from a country that never existed, then vanished without a trace. What makes this story even stranger is that it happened not once but twice, decades apart. Could this be proof of parallel universes, time travel, or something even weirder? Let's dive deep into the mystery of the man from Torrid. A normal day at Tokyo Airport turns strange. It was July 1954, a warm and busy day at Tokyo's Haneda Airport. Businessmen, tourists, and travelers from all over the world were arriving and departing, just like any other day. But for the Japanese immigration officers, that day would soon become anything but normal. Among the crowd, a middle-aged European-looking man approached the customs counter. He was well-dressed in a business suit, and his demeanor was calm and professional. As he handed over his passport, the officer gave it a quick glance. Everything looked normal, until he saw the country of origin listed on the document. Torrid. The officer frowned. Torrid? He had never heard of such a country. Thinking it might be a small, unfamiliar nation, he asked the man to confirm where it was located. The traveler confidently pointed to a spot on the map, right where Andorra should have been. No, the officer corrected him. That's Andorra. The man shook his head in frustration. No, it's Torrid. It has existed for over 1,000 years. How can you not know this? The customs officials exchanged confused glances. They had never seen anything like this before. The man's passport looked completely authentic, stamped with visas from various countries, including Japan, France, and Spain. His bank statements, driver's license, and business papers all matched his claim. Yet there was no record of Torrid ever existing in human history. The interrogation, a country that doesn't exist. The authorities decided to detain the man for further questioning. They led him to a separate room, where officials grilled him for hours. He insisted that Torrid was a real nation, located between France and Spain, and had existed for over a millennium. His currency was legitimate, but unrecognized by Japanese banks. His company, which he claimed was based in Torrid, didn't exist anywhere in global business records, yet he had official documents proving its existence. By this point, authorities were completely baffled. Wanting to investigate further, they decided to confiscate his passport and papers, then placed him in a secure hotel room under 24-hour police guard while they figured things out. The first vanishing, gone without a trace. The following morning, the officers returned to the hotel room to continue their questioning, but when they unlocked the door, the man was gone. The room was completely undisturbed. The windows were locked from the inside. No signs of forced entry or escape. The guards who had been stationed outside all night swore no one had entered or left. Even stranger, all of his documents had vanished too. It was as if the man had never existed. The Japanese government launched an extensive investigation, checking flight records, hotel security footage, and even questioning airport staff. But they found nothing. The case was eventually closed with no explanation, filed away in classified records, but the story didn't end there. 55 years later, a second appearance? Fast forward to 2009, in a completely different country, Germany. At Frankfurt Airport, security officers detained a man who was visibly distressed. He had just arrived on a flight from Europe and had presented his passport from Torrid, the same non-existent country from the 1954 case. The officers thought it was a joke or forgery, but just like the man from 1954, his passport was completely legitimate. His driver's license, credit cards, and bank documents all pointed to a nation that did not exist. When questioned, the man seemed genuinely confused. He claimed he had traveled internationally multiple times without issue and had no idea why he was being detained. As security officials made phone calls to investigate his case further, something chilling happened. According to reports from airport staff, the man suddenly began to glitch, as if his entire body was flickering in and out of reality. Some witnesses even claimed to have seen a brief distortion in the air around him. Within moments, he vanished completely, right in front of airport staff. Despite a thorough security review, there was no footage of him leaving the airport, no trace of his belongings, and no record of him ever being on the flight manifest. It was as if he had simply ceased to exist. Theories: what really happened? Since then, numerous theories have emerged attempting to explain the man from Torrid. 1. Parallel universe theory. One of the most popular explanations is that the man accidentally slipped into our dimension from a parallel universe, one where Torrid is a real country. Somehow he crossed over, realized he was in the wrong reality, and eventually glitched back to his own world. 2. Time traveler hypothesis. Could this man have been from the future or an alternate past, where history unfolded differently? Perhaps Torrid existed in another timeline, and he had somehow ended up in ours by mistake. 3. Government cover-up. Some believe the authorities knew more than they admitted. The complete disappearance of the man and his documents could suggest a government experiment gone wrong, or even a secret agency dealing with interdimensional travelers. 4. Elaborate hoax or mass delusion. Skeptics argue that the story may have been exaggerated or completely fabricated over time. However, with multiple independent reports and no solid debunking, the case remains one of the most puzzling real-life mysteries in modern history. Final thoughts. A mystery that still haunts us. The case of the man from Torrid remains one of the strangest and most unexplainable events ever recorded. Whether he was a traveler from a parallel universe, a time anomaly, or something even stranger, one thing is clear: our world may not be as simple as we think. So what do you believe? Could he have been from a hidden alternate reality, or was this all a bizarre coincidence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Billy, and you've been watching Shock Story, bringing you the most mind-blowing, real-life mysteries from around the world. Stay tuned for more shocking stories. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.